So what is OSI model? What is a OSI model? What is OSI? Open System Interconnect. It is networking model to communicate in the network, to understand how we are how network is connected, troubleshoot the network. This OSI model is useful. Guys, earlier OSI model. So, like a TCP IP model. Okay, so that is actual name is DOD model. IPX, SPX, also Appletalk. So different names are there. Network. So how it should be communicated. Different networking models, different way of connectivity. Okay, so different type of protocols they use to communicate in the network. But now we are using a TCP IP model. So remember this one. We are using currently.
Hello, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, sir, I joined late, sir. So my attendance, sir.
What? Shalini?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shalini Srivastava.
Sir, me also, Yogesh Bhagwat.
Yogesh.
My internet not
Thank
is not.
you, sir.
Okay, so Yogesh and Shalini.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so currently we are using TCP IP model and all kind of network. So earlier days, not only a TCP IP, there's different type of networking models. Some models only support certain type of systems. Some models support certain type of other kind of systems. Okay, so it's the to understand these different type of models and to work with the different type of systems. So they invented. So this is OSI model K. It is for understanding purpose, understanding networking models, understanding network, troubleshoot the network, or you want to create a new network. Okay, so then this OSI model will be helpful. Okay, so some people think from OSI model, TCP IP model is derived. Actually, if you take it dates wise, so you TCP IP model came earlier, OSI came later. OSI model is not used by any organization. No one is using OSI model for in a network communication. It is only to use to understand or to create a new network or troubleshoot the network. This OSI model is useful. ISO, International Organization for Standardization. International Organization for Standardization. It is an organization standardize this model. Okay, some people think ISO actually build this OSI model now. Actually, ISO model is standardized by OSI model is standardized by an organization called ISO. Okay, so like you are running a company, are you following a standards or not? So then you following a standard, certain like standard management standard, product standard. cleaning. It's like business standards you are following. So ISO will give you a certificate you are following this ISO standard based on this kind of stuff. Okay, so like that it is. IEEE is actually who behind this research kind of stuff. IEEE. What is IEEE? Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. Yeah, here it is. Institute of Electrical Electronics Engineering. Just these are names only, guys. So don't think more. So a lot of names are there just for a normal entry. IETE, Internet Engineering Task Force, IETF. Internet Engineering Task Force is standard organization for Internet and is responsible for a technical standards that make up Internet protocol suite. Okay, so different organizations are in a networking related. Okay, are there. Request for comment is not an organization. Request for comment means so you want to know any journal comments, we do request for comment. So this is how it is works. In this case, runnings request for comment. Yeah, one more name, IANA, ICANN. Okay, so it is a numbering, assigning numbering authority. It is okay. So your DNSs, IP addresses, how IP addresses uses, these are all controlled by IANA, ICANN. Just for small name information only, guys. But we'll go back to our OSI layer because we have a space here. I told other names also. Okay. So what is the OSI model? Open System Interconnect. It is a networking model. It is a reference model, means it's only for reference purpose, not for using any purposes. To understand or to create or maintain or troubleshoot the networking to that network. It is a 7-layer model. It is also called as a 7-layer model. It is standardized by ISO, International Organization for Standardization. Okay, so these are the 7 layers. Okay, OSI model, the 7 layers are like this. 7 layers. So we write these 7 layers. This is a layer 7. This is layer 1. Okay, I have written from layer 7 to layer 1. Layer 7, application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. Okay, if you go through certain textbooks or certain websites, so they will write in a layer 1 to layer 7. So certain textbooks from 7 to 1, some are from 1 to 7. Which one is correct? Guys, both are correct, don't worry. Okay, so you are in, for example, in your college days, or maybe you learn from someone and they said physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer. This is the correct one. I am telling, so application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport, network, data link layer, and physical layer. So which one is correct, guys? Both are correct. Which one is you are having and have habituated to say? That is also good, but do not interchange the lines. Okay, first you said application layer, then it is a physical layer, then it is a transport layer, then it is a data link layer, maybe there is a session layer, maybe there is another physical layer. Okay, don't interchange things, don't confuse the layer. Okay, so layer wise protocol it is. Okay. So when you are transmitting a data from source to destination, the packet, the data travels from here like this: application layer, presentation layer, session layer, network, data link, and physical layer. When you are receiving a packet, means a device is receiving a packet. First is physical layer, it will receive, then data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session, and presentation and application layer. So it is top to bottom, bottom to top. The first three layers we call it as the top layers generally. It is also called as software layers. Bottom three layers is the hardware layers or bottom layers, we call it as. When we are learning about a hub switches routers, we are telling hub is an example for a physical layer, switch is example for a data link layer, as a router belongs to network layer. These are our hardware devices. Okay. Transport layer is provided end-to-end connectivity. It is a part of OSI layer. Of course, it is a part of software part only, but still it is. We don't put it into any category. Okay, but it is like a software layer part only. Guys, these are the 7 layers of OSI model. Have to remember, read, understand it, practice it, again read it. No other choice.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So as a part of application layer, and there is an important thing to understand. To communicate in the network, we need a protocol. We need a protocols. So first one is, I will try to tell what is a protocol. Protocols are set of rules. Protocols are set of rules. What rules it is? What rules it is? Yeah, actually, I have to start one of my Linux server. Okay, but it's okay. So guys, this is a server, and this is my client. For example, it is my web server. It is a web server. For example, I open a website here, or maybe I will open some website from here. It is, yeah. My request go to this particular server, www.w3schools.com server. My request will go. And how the server will understand what is your request. What is your request? What do you want? Okay, you're asking a question, you are asking something, you're telling something to me. What do you want? Or you want to leave? Or you want a doubt? Or maybe you want some file? What you are requesting? Okay, what you are requesting? What is the type of communication it is? What is the type of communication? What is the request and what is the response? Understand by protocols. So client send, here this PC, don't think like a server and client also. Here I send a request is HTTP. HTTP request. Okay, HTTP request. So server understand, he asking for a web page, is asking for a web page, then it will give that concerning response. If web page is available, then it will tell, yeah, to take this web page. Okay, web page is not available, then it will tell web page is not available for not forever. Okay. For example, I send a request, SMTP request. It's a mail related request. But this is not a mail server and it don't understand what is your request. It understands like you are asking for a mail, but it is not a mail related services. You drop the packet. Okay. So guys, when you are communicating in the network from one device to another device, either can be a client and server systems. So you want to connect, you want to share some information, or you want to share a folder, you want to share a printer, or you want to access something from it. You want to access a website or maybe a mail communication. It can be a file related upload and download, or it can be a time synchronization. It can be authentication related. So what it is, the communication understand by their protocols. Okay. So here it is. I written understand what is the request from client and server. From server to client, so what is the request? It may not be a both or there's compulsory not required to be a server, even normal system also. For example, I'm sending a ping request from my PCA to PCB. I'm sending a ping request. So last class we send a ping and a trace RT. So from A to B, ping request, ping use ICMP protocol. If you put a ping command, but ping command uses ICMP protocol. Okay, so we received ICMP request. Understand, yeah, you are trying to ping me, so it is ICMP request. So then it will give that according to that reply, ICMP reply it will give. Okay, so from one to another one, the communication understand by protocols. It is defined what is the communication, what type of communication. Protocols are defined what type of communication. Type of communication. Protocols are defined. For example, you take HTTP web pages, you will get it. FTP file server, you can upload and download files using FTP protocol. SMTP for sending a mails, POP3 for receiving a mails, NTP time synchronization. You see, this is my time is. See, I will show you that one. So adjust date and time. It goes to my settings. In that one, synchronize your clock with the time dot windows dot. Based on my time zone, I will get a time will be configured. LDAP authentication, SSH, Telnet, RDP, remote access. Okay, SSH protocol, Telnet protocol, RDP protocol used for a remote access purpose. Okay, authentication related protocols are there. Guys, here I mentioned certain protocols and their port numbers. So we will understand protocol, but how to send a protocol through the network. So we use the port numbers. So certain port numbers are reserved port numbers to certain protocols. For certain protocol, there is a reserved port numbers. Okay. All these things I want to put it in one place only. That's why I kept all this separated. Okay. Guys, understand up to here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There. Okay. HTTP, Hypertext Transmission Protocol. When you have a time, guys, find out their abbreviations also. Okay. HTTPS is also same as HTTP, Hypertext Transmission Protocol, but there is a S is there now. It means it is our SSL, or we can say secure. Meaning is I open a website I transmitting data and receiving a data. In HTTP protocol, data is not encrypted. Data is not encrypted. HTTPS protocol, data is encrypted. Data is encrypted. It means someone trying to catch your data, someone is trying to see what is your sending and receiving. Okay, what is your sending and receiving? So in through HTTP, people understand what is your data you are sending and receiving. Okay, HTTPS data is encrypted. It is your data is secure. So if anyone is trying to catch what is the data you are sending and receiving, they don't understand. Okay.
Like
So,
if you use in incognito mode, no?
no. Incognito mode is different. Okay. Incognito mode is not for security. It is security from different things. Okay. Whatever you browse in a regular browser, their cache data, their histories will store in your browser like this. If I go to my history, this thing is there. Even if I didn't open all these things today, right? Maybe I opened yesterday or day before yesterday kind of stuff. Okay, but it is there. So what are so for example, I try to search for this one. Okay. Okay, which is I searched a few days back. Okay, maybe yesterday or day before yesterday. So far whatever I have done in my browser, it will be there in the history. Incognito mode never store or any data inside. So it is a privately and other people who use this device do not see your activity. However, downloads, bookmarks, read list items will be saved. Chrome won't save following information: your browsing histories, cookies, and sites, site data, information, and enter form. For example, you want to do you search for you are open certain URLs and you do some work and you close the browser. So there is no trace of what you done earlier. Okay, it will delete all your search data once you are closed the browser. Okay, so website that you visit, your employer or a school, your internet service provider. Yeah, that is the different thing. Okay.
Fine, sir.
So it is
That's would
not
be different.
completely hiding or securing. That tell me. Okay. Okay. So incognito mode is not for securing your data, guys. Simply it is. It will delete your traces. In your browser. That's it. Okay, not much more. Okay, so that's the point. So to secure your data transmission, your certification means encryption method. Okay, so HTTPS data is encrypted while you are transmitting data from you're sending and receiving. What is the data you're sending and receiving? Data is encrypted. So mainly banking websites, okay, email sites. So compulsory use HTTPS. Okay, otherwise data leak is involved. Yeah. File transfer protocol. Apurva. Okay, file transfer protocol. File transfer protocol, you want to upload or download a file from a centralized FTP server. Of course, for security, there is SFTP, VSFTP type of servers also there for security. Okay, FTP, file transfer protocol. So they use two port numbers for sending and receiving. Okay, uploading and downloading. You upload your files and download files with it. SSH, Telnet are used for a remote access purpose. I have a remote Linux PC is there, a remote router is there, a remote my server is there. I want to access it, so then I can able to configure, do certain task in it. So I can use SSH protocol or Telnet protocol. Telnet is data is not encrypted from your system to whatever the data you are transmitting and receiving. Data is not encrypted in Telnet. SSH means secure shell, so data is encrypted. RDP, remote desktop protocol. I have a remote Windows server is there, or Windows desktop is there. I want to see the desktop environment. I want to access that entire desktop environment, and I want to do certain task in it. So I have to use RDP protocol. Desktop protocol. 33 RDP 3389. These three are remote access, SSH and Telnet, CLI. This is GUI, graphical user interface, command line interface. Okay.
Okay, sir.
SMTP, POP3, IMAP version 4. SMTP is simple mail 25. Our SSL and TLS port number will be changes, but SMTP used to send a mail. I want to send a mail to my mail server, like I am sending a mail, means it is going with the SMTP protocol. Okay, POP3 or IMAP. So POP3 and IMAP are used to retrieve a mail, means there is a mail server, for example, Gmail is there. I want to see what are the mails I got it. So which protocol I have to use? POP3 or IMAP protocol. Okay, so either we use POP3 or we can use IMAP, depends upon the requirement. But both are for incoming mail servers. It is used for retrieving a mail, to get a mail, to see the mail, to receive a mail. Okay, POP3, IMAP, SMTP. These three protocols are belongs to mail communication. SMTP for sending, POP3 and IMAP version 4 are for retrieving or receiving mails. Okay. TFTP, Trivial File Transfer Protocol. Trivial File Transfer Protocol. FTP for uploading and downloading files, but Trivial File Transfer Protocol usually for backup the configuration files or remote configuration purpose. Remote configuration files, uploading, downloading, backup kind of stuff. Trivial File Transfer Protocol. DHCP DNS. DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, port number, port number 6768. So our systems are getting an IP address automatically, right? So DHCP servers use a DHCP protocol to assign an IP address to the client PCs or configure IP address to the client PCs. Of course, there is a send a request and response is there. So DHCP client means our computer will send a request to the DHCP server. I want an IP address, so DHCP server will assign an IP address to you. DNS server gives an IP address. Okay, DNS server is like a domain name system. Port number is 53. Gives IP address of a domain or a host to the client machine. For example, I open www.w3schools.com or facebook.com, youtube.com, or maybe google.com I open. I don't know those servers IP address, right? I know the URL, but I don't know their IP addresses. Okay. How to get an IP address of facebook.com, www.facebook.com, www.youtube.com, studio.youtube.com, docs.google.com. Okay. Can you see docs.google.com? Okay. So how to know their IP addresses? Nothing. There is a DNS server. Request go to DNS server. Ask for a IP address of that particular server, and we'll get an IP address from DHCP server. NTP, network time protocol. Already I told at network time protocol. I am getting a time. Time will be my time is synchronizing from time.windows.com. Okay, that server synchronize the time with it. Okay, so you have an infrastructure like you have a servers, database servers, storage devices, and client systems. All should be work with the one single time only. So what you do, you need to install one NTP server. From NTP server, it will be synchronized through network. Kerberos, LDAP, both are authentication protocol. Kerberos mainly used in Microsoft Active Directory. LDAP is an open LDAP. It is used in both Microsoft and other places also. Other systems also LDAP is useful. SNMP, Simple Network Management Protocol. Usually these protocols used at a monitoring side to check the system status, collect the system data. So we use SNMP protocol, port number 161 and 162. Not only this, there's a different type of protocols are there. Some are able to change, some we cannot able to change. Okay, so port numbers. Okay, so MySQL, you want to connect to MySQL server, you have to use 3306. You want to connect Oracle database, TSN listener means you have Oracle remote Oracle database server. You want to connect remotely through network. You want to connect it. You need a service called DNS listener service, that is 115.21 port number. Okay. For example, you are using Tomcat server. By default, it is 8080 port number. Okay. Usually web servers or web applications uses 80 port number by default. Port number is 80, but they wanted to use 8080 port number or 80. Don't mind about it. Okay.
Sir, I haven't understood what are port numbers.
536 port numbers are there. Out of that one, there is 1023 reserved port numbers. Port number represents a protocol.
Sir, you are not audible.
The port number wise you tell what happened.
Sorry, your voice is breaking in between.
Yes, sir. Your voice is very fluctuating, sir.
Oh, can you able to hear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So otherwise, I have to do. Okay. Okay. Sometimes app problem, sometimes internet problem. Now internet no problem. Maybe it is application problem. Okay. Okay. There is a lot of port number kind of stuff is there, but for certain protocols, there is a reserved port numbers. So while you are transmitting a data from one system to another system, instead of using a protocol, we use a port number. Okay. Certain protocols are having reserved port numbers. So out of 1023 reserved port numbers, I am given only 15 to 16 port numbers up to here. Okay. For connectivity, usually sometimes we will tell protocol, most of the time you use a port number. Good. So look at here, this is my putty. I want to connect my remote server. Okay, I want to connect this server through SSH. Even I select SSH, it is telling port number. Okay. Port numbers can be changeable. Protocol, we don't change it, but port numbers can be changeable. Okay, as per our server.
Sir, again, it's breaking, sir. Sir, why your voice is fluctuating?
For our understanding. But there is a reserved port numbers, but that we again, I don't know. Numbers. Take a small break, guys. Take a 10 minutes of break. After that one, we'll connect once again. Okay. Come back in 11:40. Then I will continue explanation of OSI model.
Sir,